Australia's homegrown circus, Circa, has now toured the show beyond to 6 continents, and finally they're back home. Their new show is starting at the Arts Centre in Melbourne, but there is an Australia-wide tour coming up. I'll tell you a little more about it in a minute, but I wouldn't even have a clue how to explain this show, Rowan. How would you describe it?
Well, Beyond it kind of explores the line between human and animal. A lot of people have said it's a cross between Darwin Theory and Alice in Wonderland.
It looks hectic on stage.
It is, in a way. We kind of go into the craziness or chaos that comes from an animal nature, and then we refine it and define it with a human nature, and then cross both mediums with it.
And Bridie, what was it like taking this show overseas?
It was amazing. It was really interesting, and we were fortunate enough to go sort of throughout Europe, so to France, and we performed in Berlin for a while. So it was great seeing the different reactions from various audiences and being in some incredible theatres. Like in Italy, we performed in massive ancient amphitheatres, thousands of years old, outside under the stars. So yeah, it was incredible. Yeah.
And Rowan, just watching you guys up there is incredible, the show of strength and concentration even. How do you prepare for this sort of stuff?
Well, you begin with lots of push-ups and sit-ups.
Okay, number one thing I'm not good at.
And then before a show, we do a 3-hour training call to stretch out our muscles, re-strengthen, practice a few tricks, and then we have some downtime before the show to prepare for the performance.
And how many years does it take to get to this sort of level?
Well, we've both been doing it since we were kids, so I started flying trapeze when I was about 11, I think, and then detoured a bit into theatre and arts and then came back to circus, but it takes years.
You know, how do you go about deciding this is what you want to do with your life?
I'm not sure. I suppose maybe it was I began with spaghetti circus up in northern New South Wales, just doing community circus, and I think that's when I found my passion for it. But I can't remember the exact day that I was like, oh yeah, this is it. I suppose it was just an accumulation of excitement and, yeah, wonder.
What is it that makes this so infectious, that makes you love doing this so much?
Well, it pushes human boundaries. I love that it's in the arts. It's so hard physically and emotionally, and performing everything. I love how much it pushes you. Yeah.
Well, I'm so glad you've decided to finally share it with the home country, Australia. So the tour is kicking off showing at the Arts Centre in Melbourne until this Sunday. Then you guys are heading to Port Macquarie, Brisbane, Perth, Canberra, Hobart, Burnie, and finally to Lismore, where the show Beyond will be finishing up.